Hello everyone, Elizabeth Gillis here. I am the owner of Regain Health and Balance in Londonderry, New Hampshire. I am a certified BodyTalk practitioner, and I am going to be talking about the BodyTalk healthcare system today. I'm going to be chatting a little bit about how it was founded, how the BodyTalk approach to healthcare is different from the conventional approach to healthcare, and how who we are as individuals can actually aid in our healing. This is the founder of BodyTalk, Dr. John Valpine. Yes, I know he looks a little bit like Santa Claus, but he developed BodyTalk out of a personal health crisis. He is a formally trained acupuncturist and chiropractor and also served as the principal of the Brisbane College of Acupuncture and Natural Therapies in Australia for 5 years. He became very ill with a difficult-to-treat strain of the Epstein-Barr virus. And nothing that he had access to, nothing that he had training in actually did anything to help his condition. Fortunately, he met an osteopath from New Zealand who did a technique on him that worked, and it actually annihilated the Epstein-Barr virus from his system. So he ended up taking this technique, he tweaked it, he researched it, and it became the very first technique in the BodyTalk healthcare system. And it's what we currently call our body chemistry technique. So what is BodyTalk? BodyTalk is a natural form of healthcare. It is a consciousness-based and energy-based system. It is currently practiced actually in 52 countries worldwide, and it combines the juicy bits and pieces of numerous modern and ancient healing methods. This is important because it gives multiple perspectives on healthcare and healing. We have the facts and findings of Western medicine. We have Chinese medicine. We have the energy systems of acupuncture, the meridians. We've got ancient Hatha yoga, Ayurvedic medicine, applied kinesiology, quantum physics, epigenetics. You name it, it seems like BodyTalk's got it. So BodyTalk can be used as a standalone system, so you can come in and just get BodyTalk sessions. But it can also be seamlessly integrated and used in conjunction with any other treatments or healthcare you're currently receiving, and it will help to increase the effectiveness of those treatments. In BodyTalk, we have a different approach to healthcare. The conventional approach is treating the symptom or the body part, and in BodyTalk, we treat the whole person. And we don't look for problems, we actually look for priorities. So what does it mean looking for priorities? Well, simply, out of everything that's going on with you at this very moment, what is the most important thing that we need to address, and in what order do we need to do that for you? So we let the body tell us what techniques it needs and wants. So the conventional approach, when you receive a certain diagnosis, for the most part, the same treatment is given for that diagnosis to each individual. In BodyTalk, no two sessions are the same, and we actually look at the underlying factors and causes that are contributing to you actually experiencing a symptom or an illness. In the conventional approach, treatments such as prescription medication may have negative side effects. In BodyTalk, we cannot cause harm and we cannot overtreat you. And the other bonus is sessions are cumulative. The body actually remembers and stores each session you receive, so we build upon each session thereafter. So BodyTalk is the perfect support system in your improvement journey, whatever that may be for you. Maybe you have anxiety or depression or stress. Maybe you want to improve your physical health and treat physical pain that you're experiencing. Maybe it's in personal growth and development, such as breaking unhealthy patterns, or maybe you're just stuck in a rut in your life and you want to move forward and reach your potential. BodyTalk can help you with all of these things. So here's a little trivia. The body is made up of 70 trillion cells in constant communication. Each system, each cell, each atom of the body is in constant communication with each other. Absolutely everything in the body is connected. That's why we don't treat a symptom or a specific body part in BodyTalk. When communication breaks down in the body due to stress, the parts start to segment themselves and forget how to work together as a team. The body then starts working harder instead of smarter, and it's compromised and it's unable to keep up with the demands that we put upon it. So the causes of stress are unique to each individual. We all have different forms of stress. It may be nutritional, emotional. It could be lack of getting full 8 or 9 hours of sleep. It could be physical injury or toxic relationships or EMFs and Wi-Fi signals that are constantly overwhelming our systems and our bodies. Here's something that's really important to understand. When we experience stress, our body sends all of its resources to addressing that stress. The body cannot heal, repair, and rejuvenate while it's reacting to that stress. We are either in a healing mode or we are in a stress reactive mode. We are either one or the other. So in this day and age where we're rewarded for overworking ourselves and we're constantly bombarded by our environment, it is more important than ever to take the time to do things for ourselves where we can actually shift ourselves back into that healing mode. I like to compare our bodies to a computer. So how many of you have actually bought a new computer to replace an old one? And you plug it in and the thing works amazing. It's super responsive. You can open up multiple programs. You can download things at lightning speed. But there are things that you have to do for that computer in order to keep it working optimally. You have to do things like install virus software. You have to declutter your hard drive and free up memory on a regular basis. You have to run defrag scans and cleanups. You have to upgrade the operating system. You have to do all of these things to keep your computer running well. And if you don't, what's going to happen over the course of 6 months, a year, or 2 years? Your computer is going to get bogged down. It's not going to be as responsive. It might start crashing. You're going to start having problems with it, and you're going to have to bring it into some IT person to take care of that for you. Our bodies aren't that much different. Okay? We also need preventative maintenance, and we need to do things for our own bodies to keep us working efficiently and well as well. When you think back to yourself when you were a child, you were full of vitality, you had so much energy. You could run everywhere, and it seemed like you never really got tired until the day was over. And what has happened to us over the course of time? We don't get proper sleep and rest. Our systems are overwhelmed and filled with stored emotions, viruses, traumatic experiences that we haven't processed that have accumulated during our lifetime. We need to keep our bodies balanced so that they work more efficiently. And unlike a computer, you can buy a new one, but you cannot buy a new you. So we know that the body can self-heal. We see this all the time. If you cut your finger, then the body automatically knows what it needs to do in order to heal that cut. It knows the chemical processes it has to go through. It knows the sequence of events that have to happen. It's not something that you even have to think about. And the body has this innate ability to heal itself. But breakdowns in communication and imbalances within the body compromise the body's ability to heal itself. So in a nutshell, BodyTalk practitioners are experts at listening to the needs of the body. BodyTalk works with the priorities of the body. What you may think is a problem may not be what your body wants to address. BodyTalk practitioners gather information from the innate wisdom of the body for what needs to be addressed in a session. And BodyTalk shifts the power from the professional of knowing what's best for you and gives that power back to the person's body so that they can heal themselves without harm. So, absolutely every choice, every experience has contributed to your current state of health. Your health is a story, and it's all about the details of your story. So rather than focusing on the symptom, BodyTalk finds the hidden causes of illness by looking at the physical, environmental, and emotional factors. So here is an actual client of mine, and her main complaint is pain in her shoulder, and it was radiating up into her neck. But her shoulder is actually being aggravated by numerous things going on in her life. So in BodyTalk, we reveal her story through a series of links and formulas. So the links simply reveal the client's story. So in this particular case, some of the details of her story was a fear of not being good enough. She was working. She's actually involved in a dance production, and she spent lots of late nights sewing costumes, rehearsing, doing all these things that needed to happen in order to get the production work running well. She had a belief system that she wasn't in control of her time. She had lots of churning internal thoughts and worry. She had a really strong need to succeed at doing well in this production. And of course it had to do with dancing. And we also had some circulation and nerve supply from her adrenals regarding all the stress that she was going through. All of these factors were contributing to her experiencing a symptom of shoulder pain. That was her stress threshold. her body was not willing to take on any more factors and stress. And so it basically let her know through shoulder pain that it had had enough. So as you notice, if you look, the shoulder was never directly addressed in the session. And this is why we don't treat symptoms in BodyTalk. We actually look at the underlying causes and factors that contribute to the person experiencing a symptom. So within 30 minutes of receiving this BodyTalk session, I got a text message and it said I was able to put my hand up over my head with no pain, and I was able to take a deep breath for the first time in a week. So what does a BodyTalk session look like? Well, you fill out an intake form, and sessions can be remote or in person. The example that I just gave you in the last slide of the client, that was actually a remote session. And people ask me all the time, how in the world can you work on me if I'm not in front of you? Well, let me ask you this. How do you get music to come through on your radio? You actually tune into the frequency of that radio station, even if it's hundreds or even thousands of miles away. BodyTalk practitioners are trained to tune into the frequency of the individual. So we can tune into that frequency and pick up any information necessary of what needs to be addressed in the session, just as if the person was physically in front of us. So if you come in person, you lie on a massage table face up and you are fully clothed. And I sit by your side and use your arm for biofeedback. The length of the session ranges anywhere from 30 to 50 minutes, and the length of session is not indicative of the quality of the session. It's just simply that some techniques take longer to implement than others. So our formula for listening to your body is a biofeedback technique, a protocol chart, which you see here, and a procedure chart, the revealing of information of your story through the forms of links and formulas, and the information from the story is then uploaded to the brain using a gentle tapping over the head. That is just a focusing tool to get the brain's attention. It's just the same as someone coming along and tapping you on the shoulder to get your attention. And then we actually save the information into the body-mind complex by doing a gentle tapping over the heart area, and that will permanently store the BodyTalk session in your system. So in closing, we have this quote from Anika Sorenstam. It is from an ESPN column story, and for those of you who follow female professional golf, she is a professional female golfer. So this quote is from her. They used a new therapy called BodyTalk and told me I probably got the problems in my hip because of the things that I've gone through in my personal life. It was a mental thing that made me fragile in a physical way. All was fine after September. I can swing the club like I want now. Now this just really ties back into my client, where there are all of those factors in her environment and her emotions that actually contributed to her being fragile in a physical way. So how can you learn more? I frequently throughout the year host something called a Team Tap workshop. It is a free workshop where I actually teach a really powerful stress busting technique that has lots and lots of health and wellness benefits. So you can attend a free workshop, and you can get details about any upcoming workshop on my website, www.regainhealthnh.com/news. I also post details about events on the Londonderry Dairy Chamber of Commerce on their calendar of events. So you can also go there to find out what events are coming up that you can attend. You can also buy on Amazon or through the International BodyTalk Association store the Science and Philosophy of BodyTalk that really gives a much more in-depth explanation of the BodyTalk system and all of the science that is behind it. Or if you're really feeling motivated, then you can sign up for a BodyTalk course. And you can go to bodytalksystem.com and search for a class or course being taught in your area. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today, taking time out of your day to learn a little bit about BodyTalk. I hope it opened your eyes to alternative forms of therapy that are very, very safe and very effective. And I do hope that you will come and join me at a workshop in the near future. So I wish everyone to have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all soon.